Good evening, friends. I'm CV Sharma back with another video. Here, this is the concept based on problems on distance, displacement, speed, and velocity. So, in this one, this is the first problem which I am dealing. So, this gives you the concept of distance, displacement, speed, and velocity together all the time, all the things at a time. And now I'll describe this problem and we'll do one problem at a time. I will take one example at a time and I will explain. And then this I will make it like a separate video of each problem. And now this is the problem number one, which I am dealing. So in this one, this situation is that a particle is moving from A to B via the semicircular path. This path is like a semicircle for us. Okay. This is a semicircle. And in this semicircular path, the particle is moving like this to B. And again, from B to C, it is moving like this. And now the diameter of the semicircle, this is the first diameter is about 7 meters. And then the second diameter of the semicircle with BC as the diameter, that is about 14 meters. The diameter is about 14 meters. And now the question is we had to find the distance, displacement, and the speed and velocity. And these are semicircles. What they have given is semicircle. And another thing what is given in this problem is that pi, you can take it as 22/7. And things gets cancelled out so easily when you take this pi is equal to 22/7. So under these conditions, let us solve this problem. I'll redraw the structure once again. So I hope you would have read the problem. So in this part one by one, we'll discuss the problem part by part. So the first part of the problem is like this. This is the first semicircle. This is the second semicircle. So this is from A to B. It has the particle have moved and then from B to C. The first situation is that this is about 7 meter diameter, and from B to C it is about 14 meter diameter. And now the distance, let us calculate distance, and they have given it took time, the time it took to reach from the point A to the point C. They have given the time it as 10 seconds. So this is the time they have given. And now let us calculate distance first. So what is the total distance? Total distance is nothing but the path length. Okay, so path length. So what is the total path it has traveled? So that is a semicircle, so it will be pi into r. So this is the radius 1 and you have pi r2. So it is like path length will be like pi r1, which is the radius 1 plus pi r2. So what is pi? I told you this pi value what they have given is about 22/7. So we had to substitute that here. So 22/7, but most of the students do a mistake by taking the diameter itself as radius. So the radius here is a half of the diameter. So that is 7/2, right? So diameter, half of the diameter, that's the radius. From this point onwards, the radius will start. So here, that is the radius R1 for us, right? 7/2. Plus you have 22/7. And now the second one is 14 meters is the diameter, and then the radius happens to be 14/2. So pi r is the pi into r is the circumference of the semicircle. Okay, that's the circumference of the semicircle. Actually speaking, it's the curved area. The circumference is the curved area we're considering. If you had to consider the entire perimeter of the semicircle, it will be like this length also comes into the counter. So it will be 2r plus pi r. That's how actually, if you had to consider the perimeter of the semicircle, completely if you consider the semicircle, it will be like this. 2r plus pi r will come. But it is following only the curved path. No? So we'll consider the curved path length, that is pi r itself. So that is how the calculation comes in. And then this 2 and this 7 gets cancelled. This is 2 times 22, that is 11. And then this is 11 once again. This is 2. So that is about 11 meter plus 11 to 22, that is 22 meter. So that is about 33 meters. So 33 meters is the distance it has traveled. So we can calculate the speed. So speed is equal to distance traveled, that is distance traveled divided by the time taken. So distance by time. So distance is about 33 meters. So this is the average speed what we are calculating. So this is average speed. Average speed is about 33 meters divided by, they have given the time it took is about 10 seconds. So we'll substitute 10 here, 10 seconds. 33 by 10 is about 3.3 meter second inverse. So that's the answer for the speed. Distance and speed part is over. And now let us calculate the displacement part. So what is the displacement here in this particular problem? So displacement happens to be the shortest distance between 2 points. So let us do that. So displacement is shortest distance between the 2 points. So this is what the displacement is. So what is the shortest distance? That from here A to B, the shortest distance is the straight line. So that is 7 meters here and then 14 meters. So you have displacement 7 meter plus 14 meter. 14 plus 7, that happens to be 21 meters. And now once you have the displacement in hand, you can find the velocity. So we will find the average velocity from this. So what is average velocity? So V average, that happens to be net displacement. So net displacement divided by what is the total time taken. So that is the total time. So this is how we can do, or sometimes in some books they will write it as time interval. So either of the way, it's understandable what we can do. So you can see that the V average happens to be like 21 meters, that's the displacement, divided by about 10 seconds. Okay, 21 divided by 10. So that is like 2.1 meters second. So this is the average velocity. So you can find easily that the speed happens to be like 3.3 meters second inverse, and the velocity is 2.1 meters second inverse. Both are different values, and you can see that the average velocity is less than the average speed. Okay, so this is the scenario what you have to understand. When you are calculating the speed value will be either larger or it may be the same as that of the velocity. So this is the conclusions what you can make. The speed value of the speed, okay, value, or you can say value, because speed is scalar, value of speed, okay, will be like greater than or equal to the value what you get for the velocity, value you get per velocity. So very important point. So it will not be less than the velocity. So this is very important point. Speed, the magnitude of the speed, the value of the speed need not be equal to the magnitude of velocity. This is the thing. The value of speed need not be equal to the magnitude of velocity. So that's, with this point we'll conclude, and then we'll move on to the next problem. I hope you like this video. Please share, subscribe, and like the video. Thank you all. Thanks for watching the video.